Oh, I recognize. That means I'm on, everybody.
This is Bruce Springsteen.
I'm on, everyone.
I'm on, everyone. Yeah.
Shut
Is that,
up,
is
dude.
that the lyrics?
Shut up. Just.
Guys, I got a question about eggs and cheese for you when we get rolling here. Oh,
Okay,
we're rolling.
cool, yeah.
We're rolling.
No, I'm excited for it, though.
All right. Welcome.
Oh, yeah. Excellent work, big guy. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Comics Place Presents Perfect Full. Oh, man. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Comics Place Presents a perfectly acceptable podcast. It's about comics. It's a comic book podcast brought to you from the cradle of civilization, or at least nerd culture, Bellingham, Washington, 99114. It's a comic book podcast brought to you by three people who run a comic book shop and read comic books. However, interesting twist introduced tonight on episode 408, streaming on a very spooky post-Halloween day. Twist is, I got COVID and flu boosted. So we're recording this while I'm outrunning the storm. Okay? So everybody, just bear in mind, Jeff's outrunning the storm, and that should be fine. And I'm Jeff.
I'm Django.
I'm Roman.
Oh, wow. Yeah. It's interesting to note that our three real faces are smaller than the three fake faces on the screen right now. I mention that, everyone, because there's Django's nose. And you wouldn't even believe how many times in a given day I think to myself, well, there's Django's nose. Because, like, dang. However, I'm not trying to like throw one person shade. If you look down the screen, you'll see that I'm accompanied by another gorgeous nose in the form of Roman Statler.
It's like
a Roman nose.
It's like that of a bird.
It is like that of a falcon, and I'm the falconer. 408 episodes. Listen, I mentioned the head thing because it's important for anyone listening to this audio podcast at home to at least be aware of the fact that you could be watching this audio podcast in a video format on the Comics Shop's Comics Place's YouTube channel. Also streaming live on Facebook right now, where you get to hear all of Roman's gooey bombs. So that's good. Guys, is the pace okay? Should I start the voicemail that I've received, or should we ask any more questions? Oh, Django, you had a thing about cheese and eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I had breakfast the other day at a restaurant, and I got my favorite dish, which is the number 9. It's basically a biscuit with eggs. I get spinach added to it, and it's got a cheese sauce on it.
Number 9.
Yesterday. Okay.
Number 9.
It is number 9.
Number 9.
Don't make him do it again.
We got table cakes, right?
Gotta get cakes to the table.
Turn me on, dead man. And what my question is I put it in my car, and then I didn't do much with my car. So it sat in my cold car for
Your car smells like bread.
yesterday and today.
Oh, okay.
Should I eat it? It's been
No.
kind of chilly out. You don't think the car is as cold as your refrigerator, Roman?
I wouldn't trust it.
Factors that could complicate it.
Okay.
If we have had an increased amount of sun in the last 24 hours, I could see even just like some sun could raise the temperatures. However, I don't think in that period of time we've really had any sun that I would be concerned about being able to transfer heat. But then again, you are going to want to heat it in some way, right?
Probably.
Right?
It's a sniff test kind of situation.
Well, here's a question. How do microwaves work with bacteria? You know, we all know how microwaves work with, water molecules to heat things up. Does it kill the bacteria?
I doubt that very much.
Django doubts it very much. Okay. So it's not like sticking it in a boiling area room. It's okay. All right.
That's what my gut says. Is it? Yeah.
What are the food components again?
Eggs, poached egg, and cheese, and some spinach. I guess spinach is probably the scariest one there, huh?
You think so? I was gonna say egg.
No, I would think the egg. Yeah.
Yeah, room temperature cooked egg.
Fine, I'll freaking throw it away.
Well, that's
Egg
not
and
where I'm
cheese.
coming from.
Fine, I'll bring it over to Jeff.
I will get very playful with my leftovers, if you know what I mean.
Oh,
Like,
I've
I
been
will
there after you did.
Yeah. You maybe even have been there after I've done it and then gotten sick from doing it.
Yeah, we got a rhythm.
Yeah. We call it the rhythm method, and it's how Django and Jeff go out on business works. Sometimes Jeff throws out, sometimes he doesn't. Our most recent time of leaving town together, I did throw up multiple times. It was very much like driving Miss Daisy. Django sat in the driver's seat of my car, and I laid in the back and told him to pull over here anytime I needed to throw up. It was good.
Now pull over there.
Yeah, pull over here, Django. But listen, everybody. We've got Andrew on the ones and twos. Thank you very much, Andrew Carlson, as always, for editing this fine bird. Except for this live podcast isn't edited. You're getting Roman's raw gooey drops. It's great. But we got
Full of eggs and cheese.
Oh, we got Andrew on the ones and twos. Thank you. We're gonna check in with our great friend William Elmer, or as he has addressed, preferring to be called Bill. So I'm gonna jump on the phone here, and we're gonna hear from our friend Bill.
Like
Oh shit! Shoot! Oh god! Abort! Sorry, Bill. Bill, no!
Where are you? Bill.
Dang it, Bill! It's going rogue. Stop it. Okay. The play button is really close to like the middle of the message button. Guys, don't hold a phone up to a microphone.
Hello and happy episode number 408. My friends, feels like the last time I saw you guys, you were throwing in a whole ass Comic-Con.
Oh,
Really proud of you guys. That was a lot of fun. Thanks for doing that. Excited about next year. I also just walked in the door.
Oh.
Just went and saw a weird ass movie, Begonia. Maybe you guys have seen it already.
Ooh,
I know you guys like to see weird ass movies too.
No.
But you know, it's been a little while, I think, since we've gotten just kind of a general quick media snapshot update that's other than comics. You guys seen any other weird ass movies that you guys have liked? Weird ass TV shows? Anything that's just good that you feel like, you know, we should all go check out? Give us an update. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Does he know?
I don't think he knew. So
Does
like,
he know?
I don't
It's
think
just in
he
the air.
knows. It's just in the air. Because, well, listen, Will is correct. We've been pretty busy working on some things lately, and there was like a 2-month period there where I saw like one movie. Like it was a real dry spell. But I've been getting sopping wet over the last week and a half. And I am very excited about that. Shout out Ken Alberry. Thank you for showing up, buddy. Good to hear your voice digitally. But like I said, I've been dipping my toes back in the water. So before we talk about the comics, let's answer Bill's question. Bill. My most exciting thing is Bruce Springsteen Deliver Me From Nowhere, where I just spent like 20 minutes making Django and Roman talk to me about it more before we started recording this. So, you know, those guys have to be tired of hearing me talk about Bruce Springsteen's Bob Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. Really great. Jeremy Allen White and Jeremy Strong, two of my absolute favorite actors.
Did you hear that they swapped the record exec at the last minute? It was going to be Jeremy Piven, but they got
that would have been good. Yeah, a trio of Jeremys. Listen, everybody, I didn't know anything about Bruce Springsteen, and we've been getting a lot of biopics lately since the success of like Elvis and then the success of Bob. So now we're getting Bruced, and it is a type of movie that I always love and have always loved. This one was unique in that rather than doing the thing where it's like, here's a swath of someone's career, like even the Bob one, who everyone knows I love Bob, inherited that from my friend Django. The Bob one was kind of like young Bob up until he went electric, right? Which is years. And this Bruce one is like months. In fact, the only thing that indicates any real passage of time is that there's a girl in it who near the beginning has blonde, fully hair. And then near the end of it, you can see the blonde having grown out and having like the roots of her hair there. So look to me like the whole movie takes place over like 4 to 6 months. While he records one specific album. And what I loved about it was that it was not so much about Bruce Springsteen as much in my mind as it is sort of about depression and returning home and, you know, unwinding when you've been doing a lot of stuff. I've seen it 2 times. Second time, I got that IMAX ticket. I went in there and I cried alone the whole time. I was the only one in the theater. It was amazing. The day before I went out there, I was like, I'm gonna see this movie a second time. So I sat in the, I sat in the drive area of the movie house. And I was like, I'm gonna go get a Subway sandwich and see this movie again. And I smoked a doobie, and then I got too scared to go in the movie theater, and I stayed in my car and walked around for several hours instead. So, but then the next day I went back. I did do it.
Were you scared because of the sandwich? You thought that lady would come down on you about the sandwich?
There is a woman at our movie theater, our Regal Theater, who is drunk with power. She is getting off on her own authority. It is amazing. It's a good thing I didn't make stoned before going to see it the second time when I had gotten the coffee. She was like, you can't bring that coffee in there. You can either throw it away or drink it in front of me. And I was like, all right, lady, I'll drink it in front of you.
I drink with my rear end.
Yeah. And then I was like, I kind of sat on the metal bar there and I was like sipping at it. And I was like, you know what? I should fall and break my neck again so I can make this lady feel real. Like I should spitefully break my neck for this lady. So, and then I was like, you are the only person that ever has asked me to, told me to do that. Nobody else ever cares if I bring coffee in. She was like, well, I was like, okay, fine. We'll call it a draw.
Them's the rules, kid.
I saw a movie. I saw that movie you just talked about. I liked it.
Yeah.
Didn't see it twice.
That's half of my movies.
Oh,
but
what's the other one?
I hope my other half is yours.
Well, so I went to see the mystery movie.
Nope.
All right. I also went to see the Smashing Machine.
Nope.
I ended up accidentally seeing 2 movies about fighters hitting rock bottom one after another.
That sounds really depressing, dude. That is a really depressing type of movie.
Yeah, and then I went to see that Bruce Springsteen movie.
Wow.
The
cheer up, bud.
Christy was the second one I saw, and that was about the first big time woman boxer, played by Sydney Sweeney.
Django's been a huge Sydney Sweeney fan ever since he found out she was openly conservative.
I didn't know who she was. And I don't know that I could recognize her. Like she has a crazy transformation in that movie.
Something about blue jeans. There's a blue jeans ad or something.
Erica filled me in afterwards.
Okay, good. I'm glad you know now.
Yeah, me too. That's all. What have you seen lately, Roman?
That was it. I've been sitting here thinking, trying to narrow it down because I almost see a movie every day.
You are the coolest dude I know. I am so jealous. That is awesome.
Well, now with the Pickford, with all their screens now, it's right next to my work. Trying to narrow it down. That's funny. I'm curious about this woman at our Regal because I want her to boss me around.
I knew that was what it was going to be. I thought it was like, this is going to be like a domination thing. Yeah.
You were telling me that story.
Humiliate me. I'm going to try to bring a sandwich in next time.
Yeah, you tell me that story. I was like, oh, that sounds hot.
Excellent.
But no, last couple times I brought sandwiches in, she wasn't there. No one's ever given me a problem.
Yep. No, I brought a sandwich in a week before that.
Dang. I don't know. I saw the Smashing Machine. I guess, well, we just had Bleeding Ham weekend. So I saw a whole bunch of movies there. Bleeding Ham. My favoriteest things I saw, big features, Frankenstein, and
is that the new one?
The new one, Del Toro.
How is that?
With Oscar Isaac as Victor.
That one snuck up on me because of my depression hole.
Yeah, and it's Regal doesn't have it. It's only at Pickford for another week, and then it goes to Netflix.
Okay.
It's great. I mean, you should see it on the big screen if it's possible because it looks amazing. Del Toro, you see his love for the story. I mean, there's elements of Hammer Frankenstein films, and pretty close to the book, almost all the way through. He made some changes, most of which are good, and it's just beautiful. I saw The Exorcist reissue at the Pickford. That was amazing. It's the first time I've seen The Exorcist on the big screen, and it was the director's cut 4K remaster. So there was definitely things in it. I was like, wow, I've never seen that before. And
that reminds me. Sorry.
Oh, it was just cool because the audience was a good audience, and a lot of them had never seen it. So hearing their reactions and their shock and horror at various things was cool.
Yeah, I would really like to see that in a theater, because the only time I've watched it was on a jazz band bus on a jazz band tour. So my attention was divided.
Wow, yeah.
That made me think of is that that amazing Nosferatu movie came out last year, and then I never heard about it again, which is crazy. Second, the other amazing piece of media in my mind that got overshadowed by Bruce Springsteen's long, giant guitar headstock was Paul Thomas Anderson released a motion picture, or a motion picture, if you like, called One Battle After Another.
Mhm.
And that was there was a moment where I went and saw that alone as well. And I was like halfway through it, and I was just like, this is the most I've enjoyed a movie in so long. Like, it was so, like, I don't usually have fun, to be honest. So to have been having fun in that movie, like, blew me away. Like, pulled me aside. I was like, whoa, you're enjoying yourself, Jeff.
I loved being in that movie and feeling like, I'm pretty analytical when I watch movies sometimes. If I don't go in consciously not thinking, I'm going to be picking the movie apart, trying to predict plot lines and stuff. And you go to a Paul Thomas Anderson movie, part of the goal is to think about it and, look at the filmmaking. But I just kept going from like, holy cow, this story is amazing. This acting is amazing. The plot is surprising me. I don't get surprised by movies or plots very often. And that one did a good job of that.
Totally.
And then just like halfway through that movie, I felt like he was doing homages to different directors for different parts of the film. And it just, amazing flick.
I really want to watch it again with that idea in mind, because I only, you saw it before I did, and I hadn't thought about that going into it. I've been on a kind of Paul Thomas Anderson kick lately, and watched The Phantom Thread for the first time, and have watched most of Boogie Nights now for the first time. But ever since Django and I went and saw There Will Be Blood in the theaters, which is just one of the best movies ever made. And then what, dude? You think that's early? When I went and saw Bruce, it was 11:50, bud. That's my favorite time to see a movie, is like between 11 and 1. And There Will Be Blood was at noon. That has not been mentioned without the time of the showing, which is very good, and a very good bit. Well done. I tell you what, I mean, this is a comic book podcast, but now that we're talking about media, I'm very excited about it. Paul Thomas Anderson, though, like, I think, part of me wants to say he's my favorite director, which is crazy, because all of his movies are so different that, like Boogie Nights is very different from There Will Be Blood. I guess the only thing that's similar is, in my mind, Quentin Tarantino, who is like, I'm going to do like, a kung fu movie, and now I'm going to do like a graphic revenge movie. And, like, there's you can see that he's kind of doing a type of movie with each one that are like different genres.
Right.
And so I guess PTA is kind of like that. But that means that there should be a lot of opportunity for, for totally different types of movies. So
Where's our sci-fi?
I bet like super auteur directors are just like, that whole genre's been done. F it. We don't need to do anything. Roman, would you like Paul Thomas Anderson, or are you just still so fixated on another Avatar movie that you can't even think about?
Oh, please. No, I saw One Battle After Another. I'm not a huge Anderson fan. I mean, my favorite of his, of course, is There Will Be Blood. And it was funny because I went in to go to see it, and I didn't realize, I hadn't read anything about it. I didn't know it was him directing. I didn't know it wasn't what I expected, because I expected the whole thing to be like the first, 20, 30 minutes where it's just about their, revolutionary stuff. And
I was, while that was happening, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like this movie. Like, I did not like the first 20 minutes of it.
See, that was my favorite part. I wanted more of that and more of her, because she was amazing.
Yeah.
I forget the actress's name.
I think we talked about this movie on the last podcast, maybe, because I was trying to remember
Really?
the name of a flick, and it was Inherent Vice.
Oh yeah.
At
Okay.
some point during a
Oh.
conversation, it's all another Paul Thomas Anderson movie.
Yeah.
He did
Uh-huh.
Inherent Vice?
Yep.
Okay, I
With
haven't
Joaquin
seen
Phoenix.
that. But I think of the movie Nightcrawler.
Yep.
TV shows. Anybody watching Task?
Finished.
No.
Okay, I've still got one episode left. Roman says no,
Fabulous.
get it out of my house.
Fabulous.
Roman, what TV show are you watching?
I just finished. Well, it's not a show. I just finished that Monster, the Ed Gein story.
Oh,
on
how was
Netflix.
that?
You know, it.
It's a
If
show.
you go into it thinking of like, how do you pronounce that? It's a grand guignol, just over the top crazy thing. It's enjoyable on that level. I mean, it's not. They should have called it a Ed Gein story because it's not the story of Ed Gein. It's all he embellished all sorts of things and added characters that he never knew. And
Yeah.
but they're really good
Okay.
performances. Charlie Hunnam is great.
Did you see the Dahmer show?
Yeah, and that was awesome.
Okay,
That
you
was
said
really
you
good.
would say Dahmer is better than Gein, not
Oh, yeah.
necessarily killing, but the documentary,
Yeah.
or the movie. Okay.
Yeah. Well, he's better. He was better at killing too. But
Okay,
yeah,
alright.
the show was better.
Less fashionable with his killings, though.
Yeah. Not didn't have the flair.
The flair, yeah, exactly.
the jackets, if you will.
Yeah, the gloves.
Yeah.
Django, you were gonna say something. I saw you about to moo.
I was just gonna say, like, the Ed Gein one is made by the guy that did American Horror Story, right? And
I don't
Is
know.
it?
I think so.
Oh,
It's
sorry.
the-
I was thinking of Haunted House.
Oh no,
Bloodhander.
no, I think it's the same creator who I find really compelling and absolute trash, and I love it.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
he did the show Nip Tuck also, which I watched all 100 episodes of that.
Dude,
Wow.
okay.
Yeah.
So to the listeners at home, I know you're curious. Yes, in answer to your question, it was a fifth week, a week of annuals and small series and very few things to talk about. So I have to, on the note of your 100 episodes, yesterday, because, it's been a big year, everyone. My birthday is soon. I only mention that to say I usually get kind of emotionally off kilter during that time.
Can we
So
be a little more specific and say you
I
always
bottomed
get
out.
sad
Oh, okay.
around this time?
yeah. But in my exploration of that, I started watching Grey's Anatomy where I left off like 5 years ago, which was season 17.
Wow.
17.
That's crazy.
I had watched 17 seasons of a show. That it's like
Man.
a lot of them are like 20 episode seasons. So that's crazy, dude. Anyway, that was astounding to me. Television is pretty good, guys. Bubba says he has 30 minutes left of the Gen V finale.
Oh, we can just stretch
Oh,
this until it's
right.
over, and then he can jump right in, right?
Yeah.
You want to just sit here and look at each other for a half hour?
Or we could spoil Gen V right now.
Oh, don't you dare!
Okay,
I'm
I
only
wouldn't.
4 episodes in.
Yeah,
I'm
I
super
haven't
excited to
started.
finish that.
I haven't started this season yet. Don't spoil.
I think actually probably a better plan to just kind of move into the comics. Sorry,
Oh, okay.
Bubba.
Okay. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, here's
Oh, get it? Absolutely.
comic books. Thanks for your question, Will. Don't forget, Shock Wolves love you guys awesome too. This week, a very interesting comic was published, and it was one of a first, really. We got the Absolute
It was?
Batman Annual #1, the 2025 annual, which, yes, you've guessed it, would be the first annual in the Absolute line of comics. So we did get Absolute Evil, which it would be very easy to not realize was an Absolute book because they do use the word Absolute, just William like that. But this is an annual for the Absolute Batman. What is interesting is that it is in total 3 stories. It is like 70% ish Daniel Warren Johnson written and drawn and illustrated, colored everything story. And then we get James Herron, who did like Rumble and has done some like Hellboy
Ultra Mega?
BPRDs. Ultra Mega.
Yeah.
Yep. Good point. And then I actually didn't read the final last 2-page one. that looks cute. But what did you guys think? I found myself approaching it with an almost like oddly protective feeling because Absolute Batman has been uniquely fantastic in a way that like kind of defies my expectations for Scott Snyder and Batman comics. Like it threads a really nice line. So to get somebody else in that kitchen, another chef, I was a little nervous.
It's been mostly a vision. Like even when somebody else is drawing it, it's been a guest artist who feels like they're still taking notes from the main creators, right?
Yeah.
I think the interesting thing creatively to me about this issue is that it's 3 different stories, 3 different people writing and drawing, right? So it's like writer, artist, writer, artist, writer, artist for all 3 of these stories. And I like that. I don't know that I would have noticed it if somebody hadn't mentioned it at New York Comic Con, that like that's what they were going for this book. I thought this was pretty awesome. A little simple, I guess. Like nothing. The big thing that this adds to the mythos is it's the secret origin of the Batmobile, right? Because he finds the dump truck in this at a construction site, and it looks like he's using that dump truck for the first time.
I didn't make that connection, Django. Well done.
I didn't either.
It also like clarifies whether or not this Batman likes white power, and it turns out he does not particularly like white power.
To be fair, when you get a new Batman book that's not like the same continuity that you've had, you know, if it's like a different take on Batman, you know, it's good to clean up where he's at with white power as early as possible. So in fact, they maybe waited too long to show him break the ever living F word out of somebody's arm that is throwing up a Nazi salute. So it was, I love that. I love I think it was maybe over on the side of Marvel recently, or maybe it was the DC Marvel book. But anyway, they were just like a very clear, like punching Nazis reference, like kind of throwing back to Captain America early punching Nazis, but just, the greatest villains to, you know, have of all time, because you can kill them and no one feels bad. That's interesting that it's the appearance of the garbage truck, dump truck, Batmobile. That's a good call, Django, because I was thinking of it as like what it kind of did was just gives an additional sort of camera angle on this character in this world. Like we're kind of getting a little bit more look at the people of this city and how the society sort of has a type of structure, which kind of to, you know, navel gaze over what I've said over the last year of these Absolute books, you know, like the thing that I've wanted is more sort of fleshing out of the world. How do these things fit together? I want to feel like I have a sense of the worlds that these different books are in, and this works to build that up quite a bit.
What did you think of the connection between his dad and the preacher in here? Like in that picture in the beginning, in one of the flashbacks, we see Bruce looking at a picture with this priest, and what we see later is that he had also looked at that picture with his dad when he was a kid, his dad before he had a mustache. And so like early on in this story, Batman gets beaten up, saved by a preacher or a priest who has connections to his dad.
Like, used to be part of a resistance with his dad.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't think about it too much more deeply than he has maybe a predisposition for having a sense of connection with this character, and it kind of reinforces the idea that, you know, he comes from a lineage of people resisting, you know. So I didn't think about it more than that. What did you think about it, Django?
I felt a little bit like we didn't get a timeline. We don't know when this is happening, but given that connection and Batman's brutality in this issue and the final page, which is him crying in front of the Batmobile or the dump truck, I kind of got the feeling that this is maybe a moment where Bruce maybe won't be quite as brutal against his enemies. And like we've seen him do some crazy stuff, but I think that he had kind of he had a moment in here where he
so like we get that overt like compound fracture nearly of him breaking an arm, and like, are you saying that kind of this annual is maybe that moment and that battle is sort of him being like, oh, maybe that's a little too far, like maybe we should
because
use a little more restraint.
the priest is bandaging the guy's arm afterwards, and
right.
Bruce is like, why are you doing that? And he's like,
Yeah.
oh, you have your way and I have mine.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's a lot of
Daredevil
like
vibes.
wrestling razzle dazzle, and then it's Daniel Warren Johnson, so it's also got something that's going to make you maybe feel a little bit sad unless you get your guard up quick.
Roman, what did you think about it? You had been a part of the priesthood for a number of years before abandoning it for comics.
Yeah, it was too restrictive. They always wanted me to like gives absolutions and things rather than read Batman.
It's like being forced to wear underpants when you've always wanted boxer briefs.
Exactly. I agree, Django. The especially those last couple pages and the final thing there. He's recalling what his dad said to him, that no matter what you do, I'll always be proud of you, and realizing that, oh, Dad wouldn't be proud of me, like breaking the limbs of these of these white supremacists, and that's why he's crying. It's very sad.
Yeah, you're right, you guys. That I think I missed most of the weight of this issue, frankly. Although I did read it really early in the morning before a Wednesday. But yeah, in like they have their arms locked in that form of protest, which is sort of like peaceful protest, or like civil rights protest, which was non-violent protest. So yeah, like that coming up multiple times in this does sort of shine a mirror to his like not peaceful resistance. And yeah, I think it is very Daniel DWJ to do that in a way that is like, okay, I will make myself a bat, but I will also stop giving compound fractures.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think of James or the Warren one, the Heron?
I thought it was pretty good.
That one seemed less
adventure.
Consequential, but I seemed like I missed some other stuff in the main one, so I'm ready for you guys to tell me it's the moment that he became Batman or something.
It's gorgeous art.
Yeah, the art's beautiful. I don't even remember the story very much, but the art's great.
Yeah, the art is what stood out to me there.
Yeah.
I have an upper limit of noticing one emotion per week in comic books, so I blew it on that first story.
Right. No. And good call. There weren't a ton of books this week anyway. In talking to Scott about this line of books, he had mentioned that, like one of the main focuses was finding people who had not done main DC or even really any DC art for the most part. So I hope that the intention behind this one shot of like kind of 3 writer artists, single creators, I hope that's something that they're trying to do with the other annuals for other Absolute books that'll be coming out again. I guess this one, Flash, Superman, Wonder Woman. I guess I don't know how many of them are like real ongoings. We know Abs Marman is ending, but anyway, what do you guys give this beautiful DWJ book?
I mean, I'm going to give it a pretty high score.
Oh yeah,
partly because of that first story and the art, but also partly because there's a line in here where the bad guy shouts, "I am the sex organs of machine angels." 9.5 from me.
Yeah, that line of dialogue was something I read at least 3 times.
I love this line of dialogue.
I'm gonna go 9.0 for Abs Batman Annual.
Nice.
Were you guys also disappointed Solomon Grundy? Absolute Solomon Grundy didn't show up?
Well, just give it time, bud. They don't want to just throw it out in an annual. He's getting an arc.
Yeah, okay. Oh, he is. Oh, because I showed Slaughter Swamp. I'll give it an 8.
An 8. All right. You just wanted that. You just wanted that guy,
dude.
What guy?
Slaughter Swamp is tied to Solomon Grundy's origin.
That's where Solomon Grundy was born on a Monday.
Okay.
Monday.
Interesting.
What are you kind of with?
I got to be honest, I don't really know much about his origin. On the topic of not knowing a ton about your origin and being a mystery and wanting to sleep, did Roman give a score for that?
8.0 from Roman.
That's good. That's good.
For
I was thinking about
Annual 1.
transitioning to Sleep number 6 and lost myself.
I
Sleep
think
number
that's a good movie.
6.
Book, comic. Gosh, darn it.
Yeah, it would also be a good movie, maybe, but they really would have to definitively tell us what age the people are if they were in a movie, unless it
Yeah.
was this cartoon style. Sleep number 6, written and drawn, all of it done by Xander Cannon. We talk about this book a lot because for many years Roman was reading, and like one of his favorite books coming out was Kaiji Max, all done by Xander Cannon. None of us got super into that one. So when this started half a year ago, everyone was excited to read it. And so every time I read it, I think about Roman. What is interesting about this is we are 6 issues in, and it is sort of a supernatural horror mystery.
Yep.
And we don't know for sure what's going on. And we're 6 issues in.
To an 8-issue series, I think.
Okay. I was wondering how long it's going to be. Because, you guys know me. I'll bail 6 issues into a thing if I'm not super enjoying it. And like not knowing what's going on and having a kind of cartoonish style, like on paper, it's not something that if you told me I was going to be super into that I would be. And yet I really love everything about this comic.
Yeah. Yeah. This is really good. Really just the way it's colored and the fact that we have a mystery of what's going on. We don't even know what's really happening. We don't know
exactly
who's doing it, and we don't know what the colors mean in this. And it's awesome.
Roman,
super cool to have that.
We don't
You're
even
the
know
Xander
what
Cannon expert.
Yeah, we don't even know what the and that's the thing. Xander loves playing around with the everything in the medium. But we don't even know what the main character, what exactly he turns into, because I assumed it was a werewolf story in the first issue.
Right.
But no, he must become something more monstrous than that. What blew me away with this...
Or is he fighting the bad guy?
Or yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. What blew me away with this issue is when that reporter, I think he's a cop, or no, reporter, is talking to Tabby, and he refers to the red paint on the ground. I thought all along, up until that panel, 6 issues, I thought that was just a visual metaphor and only our main character who changes into something. I thought only he could see the red. Apparently everybody can see the red.
Are you sure that everyone can see it? Or my interpretation in this issue was that it is a residue that is left that can be picked up by something. Like it can be detected by something. So like something...
I don't know if everybody can see it, but
yeah, exactly.
This guy, I mean, he says the readings are hot off this paint, and the paint is, he's standing in the paint.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think they can physically see it, but yeah, I think that it is like a stink trail from somebody walking or whatever, like a stink cloud behind them or something. It is a thing that's in the world that could be detected. So I totally agree. And then it's very interesting. There's like that kind of post-credit scene, which Xander, you're better than that. But it's like 4 pages or 3 pages, and there's a lot of blue in it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they refer, and there's people up in a window looking down, and they do at least refer to the fact that we're preparing to power down ultraviolet lamps.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a Dracula.
Ultraviolet lamp. So they're powering it down, and his eyes go blank. So maybe ultraviolet is tied into how things happen to him, but also maybe ultraviolet is the blue.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, his eyes go blank because they hit him with that dart.
There's a dart?
Yeah, which I didn't.
Oh, I didn't see that. Well done.
I didn't see it at first either, and then I noticed there's that thok sound effect. I was like, "Why is there a thok?" Oh, okay.
And just like, so yeah, this book better than most.
What does GHI stand for?
Ooh, growth hormone index. It's
Wow.
It's better than most at leaving the reader with very little information, but not making us feel totally lost or like we're missing something, which is really impressive in my mind. And just like, his good buddy who he was hanging out with through the issue, who's like been beaten up by her boyfriend, But like at the end there, when she's up in that room looking down at him and she like writes Y on a paper, there's a real sense of like, what did you do, man? Like what even happened in the letters page that we missed, you know?
Yeah. Super good. Just awesome cartooning.
And Roman, it's so different than my assumptions about what Kaiju Max was or felt like or anything. Kind of like Paul Thomas Anderson. It seems like Xander Cannon seems to have quite a range of stories to be able to create and tell. Does it feel like, is there outside of this, the art itself, does it feel like that other one?
No, not really, not at all. Kaiju Max was excellent, but there wasn't any, as I remember, there wasn't any mysteries or anything. It was just, you know, like all the tropes of a crime prison story, except that it's all the inmates are kaiju. But there weren't really any mysteries. There was no. So yeah, this feels totally different, even though it's all the same guy did everything.
He's got
here.
chops, dude.
Yeah. I mean, even, you know, I always read his letters page and text page because that's the way he talks about his processes and comics and, you know, his experience. It's all fascinating.
Roman, I've got a question, and this is gonna pollute things a little bit for our listeners who don't watch. What is happening at the top of your screen? Do you have a sticky note that's slipping down over
the top of my screen?
It's not the top of your, like,
Sometimes
above your
his
camera.
I don't see it.
moves a
Something,
little
something
bit.
up there is,
Is that better?
yeah, but that doesn't answer the question. What was happening?
Oh, sorry. It was there's my window covering, which isn't a curtain. It's just a. It was my my laptop screen was starting to be absconded by it. Not absconded, but scared.
Not a curtain, just a piece of cardboard. I would give this book a 9.0.
I'm gonna go 9.0 for Sleep Number 6 as well.
Give me more of these color games.
Roman says 9 also.
Dang.
Yeah.
Hey. So, dear listeners and viewers, are they viewers? Well, let's table it for now because that's not why we're here. Why we're here is to discuss comic books and pop culture. Roman, are you reading Rick Remender and Daniel Acuna's book Escape?
I am.
Okay, so you did read. So we weren't here last week, everybody. Again, we were doing a convention thing, and we were real busy in the rain.
He's escaping.
He's escaping. Anyway, this book is from last week, and because it is a classic fifth week, which don't worry, Django, in a room of very important people, looked the presidents of DC Comics in the eyes and said, "Why our fifth week? Why our fifth weeks? Why our fifth weeks?" So we're getting to the bottom of this thing, and we're gonna let them know sooner than later. But because there's not that many, we want to talk about Escape number 3, or I want to talk about Escape number 3, because for a week now, Django has asked me a variety of times if I've read this issue yet. I had not. So I wanted to make sure I read it today for the podcast so that I could get inside Django's schnoz. What is going on? I mean, I think I know because I read this issue and it's like very good.
Yeah.
But what was it that was on your mind so much?
I have a complicated relationship with Rick Remender's comics.
Yeah.
Sometimes I really like them. Sometimes I really don't. Sometimes even if I like them, I have a hard time getting past issue 4 or 6. Like I've got a lot of Remender books that I've dropped off of. I think he's an undeniable talent, but he doesn't always hold me. And this one feels like it's going to hold me all the way through. The first 2 issues had a tone, and this one has a different tone. This one felt to me like the narration of the Joker issue of Batman: The Dark Knight Returns.
It felt very Frank Miller to me.
Yeah, where he's just like, broken leg screams at me, I push through,
fall through the water,
shut up,
hold my breath, gasp instinctively, you know.
Yeah, it's just like sentence fragments saying his emotions and his pain as the art is showing us the action. And I just thought it was really, really well done and consistent with the character, but kind of highlights the chaos that's happening to him as he's trying to get away from these Nazi soldiers,
Dogs.
dogs,
Nazi
bats.
dogs. So this is issue 3 of a series called Escape. And Django, yeah, while I was reading it, I was like, oh, I'm so glad, because like Django will never be able to forget this book when he disparages a Rick Remender book. You know, like this will live in your head as a touchstone of like, well, he can do ones that I like a lot.
Yeah.
Which I would
about
agree.
a third of them I really, really like.
Yeah, he's hit and miss for me. Grant Morrison, probably my favorite writer, totally hit and miss with me. So yeah, I don't begrudge them anything.
You haven't even read Sea Guy yet.
No, I know, it's
Might
crazy.
be a big hit for you.
Yeah, I liked hearing you kind of reference the Frank Miller thing in here, because that was what was very much on my mind while reading this. But we're 3 issues into a book called Escape. Issue 1 set up a situation. Issue 2 was a flashback the whole time. And then this issue is like a non-stop movie that Django would want everybody to go see, but definitely see it in the theaters. And I bet that, you know, it's going to be kind of like this until the end of it, which might be like 6 issues or whatever. But like Escape is the name of it. And this was just a non-stop, you know, running, like that movie that he likes with that rock star that I like briefly in it. So Crank 2 High Voltage.
Crank 2 High Voltage.
Yeah. So yeah, this one just great set pieces, and then Daniel Acuna's art. He's just phenomenal, and I wonder how much of the script itself has like animal ideas built into it, because the words almost feel like it could be being written as a straight ahead, you know, World War II war thing with no difference or effort put into trying to make it feel like animals. And Daniel Acuna could be doing that all himself, just based off the words. Like it's just so straight ahead war action, but it's animals, which is befuddling in a wonderful way, kind of like Black said.
Do you think I mean, it makes sense that the army guys are dogs because army is dog faces, but why are the Nazis bats?
Because bats suck, dude.
I think that they're just calling them bats.
Wow.
Aren't they like aren't they like bloodhounds?
I'm pretty sure they're bats.
I can't tell. I thought they were bloodhounds, but then I thought they were bats.
I think we've had this discussion.
We did.
For each issue.
Oh, okay. Because I'm used to mouse where they're dogs and cats, but this is reversed, except not cats.
Okay. Says the bats are actual bats.
And the final page, when we get the kind of cliffhanger image, the person that he finds in that bunker, those are pretty bat-like ears. So interesting, dogs and bats. That's an even stranger combination. But it's just gorgeous.
I have a question for Django.
Mm-hmm.
Django, do you think on this cover, is that the same kind of motorcycle that Steve McQueen rode in that famous scene of The Great Escape?
Ooh, Roman, I've never seen Steve McQueen in The Great Escape.
What? You've never seen? Oh my God.
I'm 42 years younger than you. I'm sorry I haven't seen The Great Escape.
Yeah, so get off of his back for not seeing The Great Escape,
okay,
and Django get off my back for not seeing Cool Hand Luke.
Okay,
No,
I gotta
I'm not gonna do
the
that.
Pickford to show The Great Escape, and we can all go see it.
I've seen The Great Escape.
Let's do a double header. We'll do Cool Hand Luke too, because I heard Jeff hasn't seen that yet.
Okay, we'll do those. Yeah.
And we need to find one then that Roman hasn't seen. So Saga. I'm gonna go out on a limb and give this book a 10.
I just did the same thing.
Gorgeous art. It's breakneck pace. It's not a single panel to me was wasted. If I could complain, like there is some dark kind of muddy scenes like underwater where it was pretty hard for me to make out exactly what the figures were doing, but nah. It's also gorgeous. It's a 10 for Jeff.
10 for me.
Boy, that was a really good book. I'll give it a 10. Yeah.
Yeah, you will.
10s all around.
Yeah, you
10
will.
for fighting fascism.
Yeah, F
in a really
fascism.
cool way.
For Escape number 3, Schlee, if you will. And I know you will.
I will not.
What else? What do you guys got? Take me somewhere. I really wish somebody was reading Imperial so they could tell me about Imperial number 4. Anybody in the chat, if you're reading Imperial, please tell me how it is and what's going on.
I would like to talk briefly about a comic that I think is pretty late.
Excellent.
I think this comic should have come out quite a while ago. It's
Oh,
Robo
yeah.
Wolf #2. I feel like we talked about this months and months and months ago.
Yeah, we did.
This is written and illustrated by Jake Smith. It is a wolf with robot parts and his gang trying to get drugs from a whole bunch of different places. And they get confronted by basically a shredder looking dude from the Ninja
Schleter,
Turtles,
please.
a Schleter. And the whole thing is just like, holy cow. It's so funny. It's so stupid. We get the origin story of Robo Wolf and his buddy, and it's basically like a Rambo situation where they both just start overreacting and following orders to the letter, even though it's kill a bunch of people. And then just like flamethrowers and cartoony violence and squishy little swamp dudes. But it's really funny. This, I think, is
Who
what
does it?
the guy's name is. Jake Smith.
Okay.
And it just makes me think like this is probably what people feel like they're watching when they watch cartoons that I don't connect with.
Right.
Just like over the top, awesome, hilarious 80s day glow nonsense. So Robo Wolf 9.0.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah, and I'm gonna look up real quick here.
The first issue was May 21st.
Okay, so May, June, July, August, September, October, 6 months later.
Yeah.
Very intricate art.
Well, so that's the thing is like it's in that like James Stokoe, Jeff Darrow kind of Technicolor psychedelia thing as and like hyper detailed, as I remember from issue number 1, which I remember thinking was fun as heck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did just not really even think to bring this one home. But it is supposed to be 4 issues.
Okay, well, 2
the
years from now,
Technopom
we'll have the
says
rest.
anyone reading Helen of Windhorn. So topical as always.
Read it.
We all read that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's easily one of the best books of the last couple of years. I certainly love Helen of Windhorn. 10 out of 10.
yeah.
Helen of Windhorn.
Yeah, I think that was the consensus way back then.
Yep, I think
Get
so.
off my back, Django.
Arsenic Lullaby is surprised. I'm not going to say they're mad. I'm going to say he's surprised that I never saw The Great Escape.
It does seem counter to what we know about Django.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
what he lacks in having seen The Great Escape, he makes up for in having seen Paper Moon.
And Papillon.
I realized this week was quite a bit older of a movie than I thought it was.
Yeah.
Not
and
Papillon,
I read the
but
book.
Paper Moon.
And my parents read me the book.
Sometimes you go real far in this world and you make a lot of big splashes and you make a lot of people happy, but you also disappoint a lot of people. That's not at all related to the end of Batman and Robin Year 1. But it is worth mentioning that this book is over now.
And you're disappointed.
And I'm disappointed because it was wonderful, and yet I am sad now. This book, Batman and Robin, again, we've talked, Batman of the big 2 superhero book companies, which is a huge percentage of the market, which you don't need us screaming about Batman to you at, but Batman's, he's like my favorite guy, except for Spider-Man. And this has been arguably the best Batman book coming out, besides Dark Patterns in my mind for the last year. This is Mark Waid and Chris Samnee doing some of the absolute most gorgeous comic booking that there is. And I'm sad that this series is over. Roman, you personally requested this book to the DC offices. So tell me, how did you feel about the end of it?
It's a great ending. It's been such a fantastic series, and yeah, I'm sad to see it go, but it was a perfect ending, and I really like how Samnee, I don't know if it's more Wade or more Samnee directing this part, but there's so much Burt Ward from the Batman TV show mannerisms that he puts into this issue. He even has young Robin do the like punches punch his fist into his palm when he's excited about something.
Yeah, this one
we see him do.
Did seem to have throwback callbacks to the Adam West stuff in it, which is pretty cool. What I think is really impressive is, like, Batman Year One is Batman Year One. Everyone knows it. They've either read it or have put off reading it because, it feels old or something. I think it's one of the best books ever. This does an incredible job of feeling like it fits into the life and canon of Batman. Like, it's clearly after Batman Year One. It's gonna be after, like, Dark Victory, where he shows up. But, like, it is, Year One. Like, it's not far into stuff, and so, like, it ends with Gordon and them installing the bat signal and, like, kind of Robin being totally on board with the Force and stuff. Like, I really like when a Batman book feels like it can fit into a spot and live there easily for a very, very long time. And again, you throw the phrase Year One in there, and that does a lot of the work for you because within DC, it's already done so much. But it doesn't take much work to feel like, okay, this is like the second year of Batman, or this is the first year of Batman and Robin.
I have one complaint about the art.
About the art?
About the art.
Get
my God.
out, Chris Somney.
The size of the spotlight at the end changes, and I don't like it. And when I first shine it on Batman and Robin, they are little specks in the middle of the spotlight. And then the 2 panels later, they are taking up the entire spotlight.
Well,
and then later they jump and it's big again.
Well, that's okay. Gordon's playing around with the aperture.
Oh, okay. No problem at all then. Perfect art. I got nothing. Like, I get it. It's very dramatic. And how would they have fit those awesome bats in there if it had been small the whole time? But
yep, you're not wrong. I got nothing. You're right. I did notice that also. Like, there's the one shot where they are just little specks within that yellow thing, and then below it, they're big in the yellow thing. So
yeah,
you are. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I'll
like a hawk.
Do you think that the largest panel there that shows the two of them posing in the spotlight, do you think that's a little bit of an homage and riff on the cover of Batman from the 40s to the 70s?
To the 80s.
Or 40s to the 80s.
I'll take that.
That first Batman book that I ever had, right? The prose one. Yeah. That does kind of have that same look to it.
On the topic of your first one, Aaron E says Batman Year One was my first Batman read just last year. I loved it, and you all are to blame. Well, Frank Miller is to blame, I
think. One question about this book,
please.
Do you think that when Two-Face is mad at Robin, do you think he says "you cretin," or do you think he calls him a cretin?
Okay, I bet each side of his personality says it differently, but I don't know which one says it which way. Is it like is it like the kind of thing where it's not technically incorrect either way?
I don't know, actually.
Okay.
It always stands out to me when someone says cretin, because it's not how I say it in my head brain.
Actually.
But yeah, that seems like the I don't know, an affected British pronunciation, cretin. But the tail of the word balloon is coming from his scarred side, so I bet he says cretin.
Yeah, I bet you're right. Yeah, because that's his scummy part.
Yeah.
I also want to applaud DC for waiting to release this until you're just going to release all 12 issues together. They're not doing the thing that I think burdened books like the Flintstones or like Extremity, where it's 2 smaller 6-issue volumes. Like, this gets to immediately go into people's hands as the complete story, and I cannot wait for it. We've already ordered them. It's going to be a gorgeous book to live on people's shelves for a very long time and give people, because it's like a perfectly all-age Batman book, and it does some wonderful exploration of the kind of brotherly, fatherly dynamic between Dick and Bruce. And I always really like when a Batman story has like Bruce Wayne is a real person in there and not just a playboy like Django.
Do you think we're going to get a Batman and Robin Year 2?
I have been telling them in emails like once a month when I do the FOC for this book that it's the best and they need to. So
Nice.
they haven't written me back. We'll see.
Okay, well,
but only as long as it's weight and Somni.
Yeah, exactly. And that's important. Somni is a gift from God. I'm gonna give this issue a 9 out of 10. I would give it a 9.5, but the spotlight thing. So a 9 out of 10. And I'm gonna give the series a 10.
that's pretty good. I'm going to give this issue an 8.5, and I'm going to give the series a 9.5.
I'm going to give this issue a 10 and the series
Yeah, you
a 10.
are.
Yeah,
Gooey.
you would. You would.
Gooey.
You would.
Smells like salt and seawater.
Man.
The salt and seawater.
I get it.
Nobody asked for that.
Little movie joke. Hey, Django.
Yeah, Jeff.
There weren't like a ton of books this week, so it's almost kind of like a meta thing to like go back in time and talk about this next book, because as a franchise, these books are kind of about going back in time and mixing stuff up. But you and I, for a very long time, at least a year now, have been babbling about Declan Shalvey's Terminator comic from Dynamite Comics. And, you know, it ended in a spot that probably makes sense to have ended where it ended, and then now be starting a new series with Declan at the helm still, and it's called the Terminator Metal #1.
Yep.
Did it feel like an incredibly different series or volume or anything? I don't really know. It did. Jesus, Roman.
What are you doing?
Sorry,
There's a
nobody
mute button.
No.
I forgot about that.
There's a but here we are. We have a new Terminator series, and a little comic shop behind the scenes stuff that isn't surprising to people who probably work comic shops. Terminator has been coming out. We've been singing its praises for a while. I believe we were selling 6 or so copies of an issue, maybe not even that many. I was like, okay, cool. This new one, it's a #1. We really like it. I'll order like 11 or something. And we sold out. So like, in spite of the weirdness of revoluming all the time, that people complain about at the big 2 and stuff, like it has an effect or something, right? Like we sold out of this Terminator 1.
Oh yeah. Wow. We've sold 10 or 11 copies of it. That's pretty good.
Which is nearly twice of what we were doing of the previous one with the same creative team, and it's just a different number on it. So like,
well, but there's a little bit more, and I don't think that this has anything to do with sales. Like I think #1s are, you know, that relaunches, whatever. There's a whole conversation to be had about that. But the difference in the 2 series seems to be that one is following the humans in the present-ish, and the other is following after the rise of the machines. So this Terminator Metal is taking place in the future side of things. And it's the humans versus the robots, rather than the whole other series was about the robots coming back in time. And this, at least in this first issue, we're getting a story that we haven't seen something in this setting before. And it's a dude who has a Terminator that he's reprogrammed to help him. And it goes pretty well for a little while. And
well played, dude. You know, the first series kind of jumped around a little bit, right? Like it wasn't like over a 1-week period, you know, in a certain time span. So I hadn't really thought about this one chronologically where it sits, and that perhaps these 2 series sort of are dealing with pre and post Judgment Day. But you're totally right. This sets up threads for like, we will continue to be following these characters, and it is in the future. So that's interesting. You had real good eyes on comics this week, buddy.
I don't know. I felt like I blasted through them, but that definitely stood out to me.
That this rowdy Terminator, it has a necklace, and it's not of like human ears, but there's bolts on it.
I didn't notice that. That's pretty good.
What is that about?
If I had to guess, he's
collecting bolts
like their ears. Isn't that where the Terminator memory banks are? Is kind of ear area? Aren't they like little discs?
I'm just a huge fan of the comic series, Django. I don't know.
It's like, who would have guessed that? What is this? The 11th or 13th issue of a Terminator series?
Yeah.
Come on, guys. This isn't supposed to be good. We're not supposed to be attached to a licensed property that can't make a good media to save its life for the last 20 years. Like, we shouldn't love this, and it's awesome.
Yeah, like I was super excited to read this and it didn't disappoint. And it's just it's such a weird I think I love talking about it because it still confuses me and defies my understanding of myself.
Yeah.
Dude, I was walking through Target today with Sam,
Mhm.
my roommate, and I ran into Dominic Mosseri
Oh, nice.
out in the wild. Demo got to high five that guy. Okay, so Aaron says the setting of the first Terminator movie, the opening, left so much to the imagination, and Metal puts its fingers on the pulse. Very cool. I agree.
Yeah.
I was disappointed that recently Django watched Terminator 2 and came back saying it wasn't that great.
Yeah, I didn't love it.
Yeah, but
And I don't think, like, has there been, I understand why it was good, but like, has there been something great since Terminator 2? Like, Terminator 3 was pretty bad.
well, I mean, I think the
TV
best
show was okay.
I think the best thing to come out of the Terminator franchise since the second Terminator would be that leaked audio clip of Christian Bale screaming at the lighting guy. Yeah, is probably so. Yeah, at least we've always got that.
Yeah.
Roman, did you take the plunge? Did you jump on Terminator Metal?
I have not. Nope.
Okay,
But it's metal, and you love metal.
I do love
true.
metal.
And on the beginning of it, he's driving the absolute Batman Batmobile.
Oh my God, he stole the Batmobile. That rascally Terminator.
Roman, you should check it out. We did sell out of it. However, Django and I both have copies that we will be bringing back to the comic shop. So within the next couple of days, we will have 2 copies of it, but they'll probably get scooped. So if you are watching or listening and you are interested in this, jump down to the comic shop, and these might be there if they haven't left already.
I give it an 8.5. Terminator Metal #1.
I give it an 8.5. Terminator Metal #1, which is the lowest score of a book I've given one this week on the podcast. And the fact that it's a Terminator book getting an 8.5 means that it's like much higher than that. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I feel like we're closing in on it here.
Yeah, we gotta be, bud. It's so late. It's so late on Christmas, Halloween, day after Eve.
Yeah, what's the inverted Eve?
Yeah.
I just want to give a quick shout out to The Beauty #1.
Ignition Press.
From Ignition Press. I didn't finish The Beauty when it was coming out before, but I thought this was really good. It gives you enough information that you can jump in and not have to be totally up to date on the previous volume, and it's just got some fun sort of intrigue. I don't know where the series went. I think I read the first, I don't know, 6 or 8 issues of the other one. So I don't even know how long that actually went. I feel like it was 4 or 5 volumes.
It had multiple volumes. Yeah.
Yeah. But this follows some detectives and some spy kind of stuff going on. And, not only do I like Jeremy Hahn, who wrote it, but the comic is also good. So I dig it.
Well, in that theme, and Roman, please jump in with one of your own after I finish this, but I just want to mention Flow #2 from Mad Cave Comics. This one is by Paula Sevenbergen and Claudia Balboni. It's just another example of Mad Cave impressing me with their high quality like art and writing in books, and this has got a really nice kind of unique tone to it, but it's straddling 2 time periods, one with these kids in a summer camp and then in the future, and the kids have grown up and they're being haunted by something terrible that they did to another camper. And so you're progressively moving through learning what they did to this camper, and that like the echoes of what they did are repeating to them many years later as adults. It's not like breaking brand new ground, but it's got a unique little tone. The art, again, is always with these Mad Caves books. Like they surprise me with being better than I expect them to be on all different levels. So I really like this one. Just a nice kind of teen girl horror romp thing. I'm about it. I would give Flow #2 an 8.5 right there.
Mad Cave,
Right there.
man.
Mad Cave, we love you guys.
I want
You're doing
to
great.
I want to know how much of what they've got going on this year is like a conscious thing.
it made me want to like sit down with Anna or something, but I was going through even just like the credits of this for the Mad Cave. They've got the VP of marketing, executive VP of sales, the publisher, the design director. Like, which one of these people was hired and they're kind of in charge with having revitalized or like leveled up the total product of of the company as a whole?
Because it's not, like when Aftershock started, they came out of the gate with enough money to get some A-list creators.
Mm-hmm.
And these are all A-list quality creators that
Are not names
they're not recognizable.
Yeah.
So like they don't have that inherent draw of a Garth Ennis or I think Paul Jenkins did some of that early Aftershock stuff.
Yeah.
And like that really launched them really quick. So I don't know, it's just interesting to see like this level of craft coming from people that we haven't usually heard of, from a publisher that I feel like I don't hear everybody else talking about the quality of their output. So I don't know if it's translating as directly to sales for the rest of the comic book market as it does in our store. And even in our store, I don't know that it's selling more. I bet we buy more, but I don't know that we sell more.
Yeah, I think we sell more than we used to. But yeah, it definitely seems like an instance of, rather than, like you said, coming out of the gate and hiring some big name creators to try and make your brand have a vibe. So it's maybe sort of like Bad Idea or AWA, when they started around the same time as Aftershock. But it's the opposite, which is it's been coming out for a while and they seem to be finding quality people and not relying on a big name. So the quality will go, and it will eventually attract a large readership if they keep putting out quality things, right? So if you build it, they will come, rather than, trying to seem like a big deal and then not being able to keep that momentum going forever. So yeah, Mad Cave, big ups, buddies. I like it. Roman, anything else from this week that you want to throw on the docket? You just want to go watch Grey's Anatomy with me?
Yeah. Can we start from episode 1? Because I've never seen it.
Yep. I've done that. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. I've got Return to Sleepy Hollow #1.
Oh, that cover was gorgeous.
From IDW. Yeah. The art is great. The artist is Savannah Mayer, and the writer is Casey Gilly, neither of which I'm familiar with, but great art. It's a sequel to the Johnny Depp film.
Oh.
Yeah, which I didn't know there was a demand for a sequel to that film.
Yeah.
But here we've got it. It's 15 years after Ichabod Crane and what is her name? Katrina Van Tassel.
Ichabod Dame.
Have left town, and now he gets called back to town to help solve. There's some weird stuff happening in the woods, dead bodies popping up, and they call Ichabod Crane to come back and help them solve the case, and he doesn't want to because he hates Sleepy Hollow, of course, because all the weird shit that happened there in the past to him. And this first issue just kind of sets up our characters and sets up the mystery, and sets up the past relationship that went sour between our main character who stayed in town and Ichabod. But then the last page, there's some weird, creepy, horrible, bloody stuff happening in the woods. Maybe a cult, maybe, who knows.
How's the art? Like, what's it? Anything similar to it? Is it kind of similar in aesthetic to that cover? Is it?
Yeah, similar to the cover. I mean, I think it's
the same cover.
Oh, is it? She does. Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's the same artist.
Okay, that's awesome, because that's gorgeous art, and I would love to see the inside of it.
Yeah. I don't know if I would have. I don't know if I would have picked this up if it wasn't for the art, honestly. But it's a good, well written too. But the art definitely sold it for me. I give it this first issue. I'd give it at least a 7.5, which I expect to go up.
Yossi,
do you guys think that Ichabod was a name when that was written, or is it like?
I assume it was. I don't know.
Because I've never heard of another Ichabod.
Okay, Django, you start wrapping us up, and I'm going to find out.
Somebody look that up.
Go ahead, Roman.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Okay, well, thanks for listening to Perfectly Acceptable Podcast. Nope, I did it wrong already. Thanks for listening to Comics Place Presents. here on YouTube and Facebook and your favorite podcast reader. We appreciate your ears and your eyes and the participation of everybody in the comments. We do this reliably after dark on a night that is not Wednesday and usually not Thursday also.
He's absolutely
So
right.
Tune in.
That's right.
We make our own schedule, so we're never late. But we are like the fireflies of New York, upper New York State, where
So
you have to catch us.
I also
We're
just
special.
want to say that I'm going to Japan in a couple days.
Mhm.
So you guys be generous with us. I'll be 16 hours ahead, but we are going to work real hard on making sure that I'm a part of the live stream of this podcast
16 hours.
as always. So, don't fear everybody, but if it doesn't work out, that's why. It's because I'm in Japan. The name Ichabod has biblical origins, created by the mother of a biblical figure in the Old Testament. He was named Ichabod to signify the glory has departed from Israel. The name was created in ancient times by the daughter Eli, a high priest in Israel. So biblical.
So it is a name.
It is. It is
Just
a name.
that Ichabod Crane guy ruined it.
Yeah,
Nobody
did.
named their kid Ichabod after that. Just
Yep.
In case of pumpkins. If you'd like to be on this podcast, if you'd like to have your voicemail played like Will Elmer's was at the beginning, or if you'd like to have your email read out loud, send it to jeff@thecomicsplace.com. I think it would be a mistake to try to change that, even though you're going to be out in the wilderness, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm going to be in the wilderness.
Forward it to me from Tokyo. And
Yes, you're right.
We'll play it on here come heck or 16-hour ahead water.
Yeah. Thank you again to Andrew Carlson for getting this thing that we do out to people. That's a huge help, and we couldn't do it without you. So thank you. Thank you, Will. Everybody else, write in. Thanks to anybody who is watching live on Facebook and getting in on the chat. We adore you all. I'm going to not die in a plane crash on my way to Japan or get stuck there indefinitely because the government shutdown has meant that like airplanes don't really work anymore. So take care, everybody. We'll see you next time
in the future
with Terminators.
I never know if I should just cut it, end the stream.
Oh, it looks great.